Hi guys, it's the Wise Disguise here. It's my first YouTube video, and I'm going to be teaching you guys how to consciously enter a dream. So I hope you enjoy it. Alright, well, if you want to consciously enter a dream, the most important thing is to make sure that when you're about to enter that dream, your brain is already in a stage 3 to 4 REM sleep. Now, your brain gets in this stage of REM sleep by naturally sleeping for about 3 to 4 hours during the night. And at about the 3 to 4 hour mark, if you wake yourself up and stay awake for a couple hours, your brain will still be in this REM cycle. In other words, if you went back to bed about 2 hours later after the cycle, your mind will readily snap into a dream state, making it much easier to become lucid. But there are certain techniques which you have to employ in order to cultivate success in this technique. And one of this technique is meditation, more particularly mindfulness meditation of focusing on the breath. Now, after you awaken in this REM stage of sleep and you begin meditating, you begin shifting your awareness on your breath and noticing all thoughts coming from outside your mind. And in being aware from these thoughts, you are conditioning your mind to watch the thoughts and not attach to them. And this is very important because then as you are going back to sleep, you are able to consciously enter a dream instead of unconsciously falling asleep and entering and being in a dream. So, what the technique that I use, and it has been about 80 to 90% successful. I've only been discovered this technique the last couple weeks, but it seems each time I try it, it seems to work with great success. So I thought I'd share it with you guys. I usually wake up. I set my alarm about 4 hours after a night where I'm really tired, and then I get something to eat because usually your stomach's a little empty, you need a little something to recharge. So just something light, maybe just like a yogurt or a piece of toast. And then during the about 90 minutes, actually it can be anywhere from 60 minutes to 2 hours in between the time you're awake and go back to sleep. It's best to do activity which doesn't involve much external stimuli. This could include stretching. As I've said, meditation is necessary, and all different types of techniques, as long as you're not mindlessly engaging in like video games or TV or letting your mind wander. What I find works best is I'll usually do some stretches, just kind of relax, listen to some soothing music for a little while, for about 30-45 minutes. Maybe read some interesting articles online relating to dreams or anything that really interests you, anything about spirituality or consciousness, just whatever you like. And then when you're starting to feel like your body's tired because you've only gotten about 4 hours of sleep, so your body still needs to recharge. So what you do then is you get into this meditative state after about an hour of you being awake since your first 4 hours of sleep. And this is when you purely focus on the breath. You put all your attention on the breath and you just breathe in, breathe out. And thoughts will drift through your mind, thoughts will come and go, emotions will arise, and your job is to be aware of them, but to not get drifted in them. So try to make your mind a pond instead of a river. Try to still your mind. And in the stillness of the mind, as you begin to sit and pose while meditating, your body will begin to naturally relax. And this is key because with heightened awareness combined with a body that is ready to fall asleep, you will be able to consciously enter your dream much easier, because you see there are 3 essentials into entering a lucid dream consciously. The first essential, as I mentioned, is to make sure you are already in a deep cycle of REM sleep, so you can go into it instantaneously, as opposed to your first sleep of the night, in which you don't enter REM sleep until 2.5, 3 hours in. But it may vary for you, but I find for me, if I awaken at the 4 hour mark, I'm always dreaming at about that mark, and I know that because when I wake up, I can just remember a dream I had. Oh yeah, I was just having that dream. And this seems to be general for everyone. About the 3-4 hour mark seems to be a pretty consistent time in which you're engaging in REM sleep. So that's the first essential. The second one is to have a body that is very calm, a body that is ready to fall asleep. And the third is having heightened awareness to be aware of this all from an outside perspective. Now, you'll see what I mean in a minute. After meditating for about 20 to 30 minutes, it's really up to you, but at least 20 minutes, until your mind cultivates stillness and mindfulness, and until you condition, until the baseline of your mind is going back to the breath, meaning you are no longer engaging in thoughts and trying to occasionally focus on the breath, but rather you are focusing on the breath, and that is now the baseline for your consciousness. And any thoughts appear as foreign, and you can more easily shift back to that baseline awareness of the higher self. Now, after about this 30 minutes of meditation, and you've already eaten and maybe had a glass of water, so which gives you the energy through meditation and allows your stomach to be still, because it's hard to meditate on an empty stomach. After you do all this, and now you've been awake for about anywhere from 1 to 2 hours, then you get back in your bed immediately after you're done meditating, and you lay down on your back. It is very important to lay down on your back because it gives you better stability, it gives you higher awareness, and it allows your nasal passages to breathe more freely through both nostrils, as opposed to one if you were laying on either the sides or on the stomach. And as you lay on your back, since you have been meditating for 30 minutes, your body should be very tranquil. You shouldn't feel any need to flinch or to have any like sudden movements or twitches. So you lay on your back in stillness, and you stay in this meditative awareness. So in essence, you continue meditating, not with force, as I've said. Since it's your baseline awareness now, you just do it naturally. You just let things be. You let your body rest, and you let your body fall to sleep, but you stay in that higher awareness. And see, your mind will test you to see if you're asleep. Maybe you'll get sudden itches, or you'll get sudden urges to jump out of bed, or I notice that sometimes you feel almost like that feeling like when you're falling off a cliff in a dream. You'll get like this sudden movement that makes you want to like jump back into reality, but you have to understand that this is your mind testing you to see if you're asleep. And this happens every night, but you're not aware of it because you are unconsciously aware because you are asleep. So when your mind does these tests and you don't react to it, then it says, okay, well now we know that he's asleep, so we can induce sleep paralysis, and we can now begin the cycles of REM. So as you stay in this meditative awareness while laying down, you will notice that your body, which has been still now for over 30 minutes since you've been meditating, your mind thinks your body is asleep as you begin like laying down. It may take 10 or 15 minutes. And as your mind thinks that your body is asleep, your mind thinks you are asleep. But you stay in this meditative awareness, which is beyond the mind and which is beyond its processes. So as you stay in this meditative awareness, you actually consciously become aware of your body falling asleep.